On the latest snapshot, Mojang added new textures to spawn eggs, making them more distinguishable than eggs with just different colored spots. I feel like some of these designs are, least to say, underwhelming. So I spent 5 hours to redesign all of the textures that I didn't like and improved it, dare I say. For us to know which ones are good and bad, we would have to first examine every one of these eggs, which I did, in this tier list board. So what do these tiers mean? Firstly, the blue S tier eggs. They are the eggs that are at its total perfection. The creeper egg, with its very iconic creeper face. It's also used as the inventory icon, proving how well it's done. And the villager egg, using the most prominent feature of a villager, their nose, to its advantage, making every other villager variant easy to recognize. Also very memeable. Now we move on to the green tier, the A tier. These eggs are eggs that it had done what it's supposed to do, and I wouldn't change a single thing from it. In this tier, we have villager variants, bogged, cave spider, the goat, pig, sheep, shulker, wolf, and zombie. All fairly good designs. Now we move on to the eggs that we actually start redesigning. First thing I want to say is that the most prominent problem of these spawn eggs that were added are its inconsistency. They look so messy in the creative menu. Why? Because of its size differences. A lot of them, actually more than a half, wasn't even the design that I disliked, but the size inconsistency. Some of them are really big, some of them are really small. And that's what the yellow tier is for. The yellow tier eggs are the eggs that I don't hate the design. I would keep the design, but I just don't like the inconsistency of it. The yellow tier has a lot of eggs, so I'll go through it really quickly.
Armadillo, axolotl, bat, bee, blades, breeze, chicken, cow, creaking, drowned, iron golem, frog, guardian, llama, mushroom, panda, parrot, piglin, piglin brood, polar bear, skeleton, sniffer, spider, stray, strider, trader llama, vix, warden.
Without further ado, let's start retexturing these. What I'm doing right now is I'm basically making every egg fit in the original egg shape, keeping its original color palette. I thought this was gonna be very easy, but it was harder than I thought because of smaller eggs now having less space to do more exterior designs like this bat, or bigger eggs now having less space to put more details into the egg, like this warden egg. Unlike these eggs, there are eggs that are already in the original size in this tier, which I added them, having just a small complaint on their designs. The drowned egg, just wanted to add shadow a bit more, to make things more pop. Or this guardian egg, having this stupid water texture below it. And I have a lot of things to say on this. Piglins, just thinking the ears making the design a bit too complex. Skeleton, wanting more shadow. And stray, which I barely even touched anything, so I don't even know why it's here. Also, I recolored the parrot to the blue one, thinking red one resembles a bit too much of an angry bird. Firstly, much better to look at the same size eggs. And also, I realized that spider egg, I don't even know why this is here. That should be up here. A lot of these are just resized and they look so much better. Let me see in the creative menu. Yeah, see how it's like all resized. I don't know why it's like darkened though. Pretty cool. I changed this one. This should be in the orange tier because I've done a lot of work on this. I personally don't like the LAs and the Vexes. It didn't really work out. There wasn't too much space on it, so it kind of looks like horns now. And I don't know if that's a good way to do it. See you again when I'm done with the orange tier. Moving on to the orange tier, the C tier. These eggs are eggs that I have more than one thing to change about them, or just straight up not liking them. In this tier, we got
donkey, cat, camel, enderman, ravager, fox, ghast, glow squid, hoglin, magma cube, mule, ocelot, bunny, silverfish, slime, snow golem, tadpole, tropical fish, turtle, wither skeleton, and dragon.
A lot of these follow this trend of looking like the mob's head with no eyes. I tried to make things less animal-like by making the features less prominent. These small animals look less of a head and more of an egg. turtle egg just looks like a turtle facing us, so I changed it into turtle shell shape. Slime just lacking a lot of color palettes. Wither skeleton just not having enough highlights. Other cases, I didn't like the direction they took with the designs, so I redesigned it. I didn't like how there were too much purple in the Enderman egg, so I made it the purples to look like particles emitted from the egg. Also didn't like how ghast and glow squid didn't have their most prominent feature, their legs, so I added little small ones for them. The Ender Dragon, I didn't really know what to do with this, so I went for the Ender Dragon egg item route, hoping this could translate well. I am not sure though. Also, the tadpole, didn't really like the design, but I couldn't come up with a better design, honestly. So mine looks like this, which I can't really argue this is an upgrade. And I've realized that I don't remember why I put these here. So let me go over quickly. I felt like camels smile that they have seem pretty iconic. If you look close, it will look like a camel. Just remove the ears on the hoglin, added some dent, so it looks like it's like stretched out, and it's, you know what I mean. But I'm not too satisfied with this tier, and now we are moving on to the last tier, the worst tiers of all, the red tier, or the D tier, or F tier, you could say. This is a tier that has the eggs that I really don't like the design, or just don't know what they were going for. In this tier we have dolphin, cod, elder guardian, endermite, horse, phantom, pufferfish, salmon, skeleton horse, zombified hoglin and piglin, zombie horse, wither, and the squid, which I hated so much that I originally didn't even put it in the red tier. Made a whole new tier for this guy right here, called the floor. Remember that I had a lot to talk about this water texture. For some reason, Mojang felt it was necessary to put these water texture onto aquatic mobs to indicate that they are aquatic. Literally no other categories like the nether mobs or neutral mobs or end mobs or anything else does this. Dolphin, I removed the water and the snout. I thought the snout made it look too much like a face. The cod and salmon, I went more on the gradient route. The original ones just look like fat fishes, and I made it more glossy to look like a fish's scale. A lot of the aquatic mobs were just removing the water textures, honestly. Endermite made it less purple like the Enderman. Phantom wasn't symmetrical, so I made it symmetrical and added wings. Horses look too emo because of their hair, so I removed it, same on the zombie one. The zombified one seemed too messy for a 16 by 16 pixel art, so I simplified the rod and the skull, and also, like the default piglin and hoglin, erased the ears. The wither, I don't even know what that's supposed to be, so I added wither's rib cages, I think. And finally, the final egg, the skeleton horse. Can you tell me what's that supposed to be? Because I still can't. And to be fair, this was a very hard one to design. It had a very different face from the default horse, so I couldn't just retexture the default one like the zombie horse. I couldn't do just bones because it would look too much like a skeleton. So I had some hard time trying to figure out how to make a skeleton horse's face. And that's it. I have retextured all the ones that I didn't like. I don't really know how to show every eggs, so I'm just gonna display it like this. I think this can seem hostile to the new changes, or Mojang. It is not. I like where Minecraft has been taking things with a couple past updates, and I fully support it. So I just think that the execution can be a little bit better than what it is, and this was a small demonstration of it. I have lots of ideas on improving certain experiences in Minecraft, or even original ideas. Maybe I can share them more in the future if this video does well. And tell me what you think of this update, and also what you think of my version of this update. That's all from me, and yeah, bye.